السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام والرحمة.
كيف الأحوال؟ لعلكم بخير.
طيب، وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
طبعا الزمن ساعة واحدة معك أحمد عبد الرحيم. آه اليوم نادر ما هيكون موجود، هكون معاكم إن شاء الله. آه نبدأ ولا الزمن بدأ ولا لسه؟ يعني الساعة دكتورة سناء.
الزمن بدأ، أيوة، لنا 3 minutes.
Okay, so but I want to restart. I want to restart my back.
could we start?
Yes, we can.
Yes, if you want.
Meanwhile, we can see the new participant. لو في ناس جداد ممكن يعرف عن نفسهم لحد ما الناس تتجمع.
طيب.
This is what we usually do.
طيب هنبدأ. السلام عليكم الحضور الكريم. لعلكم بخير وعافية. نترحم على روح والدنا عمنا العزيز جلال، والد نادر جلال. ربنا يرحمه، توفي قبل يومين. ربنا يرحمه ويرزقه الفردوس ويسكنه الفردوس الأعلى من الجنة. بنقول لنادر أحسن الله عزاءكم والبركة في ذريته. ربنا يتقبله مع الصديقين والشهداء وحسن أولئك رفيقا. أيضا بنرحب ب النيو فولوز. مرحب بكم، وإن شاء الله يعني فترة دراسية وفترة بتاعت ريسيرش موفقة، وتكون عون لكم في مستقبلكم في السنوات القادمة إن شاء الله. اليوم البرنامج حافل. هنبدأ ب the first is we are the new fellows are welcomed in this fellowship, which proved to be very successful fellowship, and then we will go to the other agendas. فبنقول welcome our new fellows.
Thank you.
الفولو لو موجودين ممكن يقدموا نفسهم إن شاء الله. عندنا فترة بتاعت 20 minutes for this لهذه الفقرة. يا اخوانا الصوت واضح؟
أيوة واضح إن شاء الله.
نعم يا دكتور، واضح.
السلام عليكم دكتور عبد الرحمن. كيف حالك؟ أنا داليا part of the Aqua team. Today I'm supposed to be moderating the session.
مرحب دكتورة داليا.
الحمد لله. بس معلش لأنه لابتوبي كان معلق عشان كده ما دخلت طوال، فأنا هسه داخلة من التليفون عشان أحاول بس لحد ما أفتح أعلق. معلش.
مرحب. يعني when you get your things together you can start.
أوكي، شكرا.
العفو.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
كيف حقدم نفسي أنا؟ دكتورة إيمان خليفة هباني. Working as a research assistant at University of Iowa Hospital and Clinic, and ACFMG certified. I'm new to the program and the group. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You are welcome دكتورة. مرحب بك. أتمنى لك التوفيق إن شاء الله.
شكرا لك يا دكتور، تسلم كثير.
يا دكتورة ممكن تورينا اتخرجت من وين وحاليا يعني بتعملي شنو، لو عندك أي research activities؟
أنا قريت في الخرطوم. like of graduate. Doing research activities at Ocular Radiology Clinic ENT as a part of the low certain effect on hearing. This is my the current research I'm working on, and I've been working as research assistant for almost 2 years.
Excellent, excellent. And what type of research are you working? The good
It's
thing is that today we have a talk about research. So what type of research?
Mainly it's lab research, so I'm doing like sectioning for the computer, add some reagents. Mainly I prepare the slides to be read under the microscope.
Very good. Is that like a basic research?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay,
Basically.
excellent, excellent. And I'm sure you are a great addition for this fellowship, and we are looking forward to working with you in the coming year.
Oh, thank you. It's a great addition for me, actually.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام. معنا
Hello
مين؟
everyone, my name is Noura Mahmoud, University of Khartoum graduate in 2017 and living in Saudi Arabia at the moment. I have a strong interest in oncology and currently in the middle of my USMLE journey. I've heard about this program through one of my colleague and friend, Dr. Lina Al-Ameri, and I look forward to working with you all. Thank you.
مرحب دكتورة نورا. حاليا are you practicing or what you say? Or are you doing?
I'm practicing. Yeah, I'm practicing in a health center because I want to dedicate most of my time to finish my exams, USMLE exams. Yeah, but I'm working as health center as well.
Okay. Yeah, Dr. Noura, are you doing oncology or you are looking for,
No,
like...
I'm looking forward. I'm doing courses online, and I've just enrolled in a course in Johns Hopkins University about cancer metastasis.
Excellent, excellent. And so what made you very interested in research?
I think ever since I got in a second year university, I was mostly interested in research, and I was planning, having a vision that I wanted to do link an oncology with genetics, and so I wanted to enroll to understand more about research and the disease itself and the management, the treatment plan, just not only the side of the clinical, but also about the research and how to know more about the practice, the specialty itself.
Excellent, excellent. And this is the right thing, like research is a part of not only practicing medicine, but part of life, as you know. That's how we understand life, and then we come to how understand medicine. And I think you will find colleagues here in this fellowship who have shared the same interest, and I'm sure it will be a very productive year ahead of you. Good luck.
Inshallah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Once again, بنرحب our new fellows, and please feel free to jump in and introduce yourself.
Hello, good morning and good afternoon. Can you hear me?
مرحب. We hear you.
Okay, thank you. My name is Mahalait. I am an international medical graduate with a history of 10-year experience back in Ethiopia. I came from Ethiopia. I have a background in general ophthalmology. I actually did my residency in ophthalmology, but I always had a deep-seated interest in pursuing clinical medicine in the United States. And I came to the United States in 2022, at the end of 2022. Since then, I have been trying to engage in clinical exposure by working as a clinical trial coordinator. At first, I worked for like 6 months in a clinical trial, a phase 3 clinical trial in an ophthalmology retina clinic, actually. Currently, I'm working remotely. I'm also, I used to also work in community research back when I was in Ethiopia. I worked in community descriptive studies. And currently, I am also reviewing certain case reports and trying to collaborate with like-minded individuals in studies. And I'm looking forward to work to improve my experience and to get much needed insight into the US clinical experience and clinical research. And I look forward to learn a lot, and thank you for having me.
Welcome, Dr. Mahlet. And I see you have an impressive CV. Good luck, and I'm sure you will get a lot of research experience in different fields. And ophthalmology, of course, is a part that cannot be parted from the general practice of medicine in general. There is a primary disease of the eye, and also there is a secondary manifestation of eye, secondary manifestation or ophthalmological manifestation of other diseases. And research could decode a lot of questions, and being interested in research really will help you a lot in your coming life. And research, as you know, and as you will hear today, it ranges from the very basics to clinical, and we are looking forward for the talk as well. What I will say, good luck, and I think you are in the right place. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ni'ma Bannaga. I am a Nilan University graduate, 2021.
مرحب دكتورة نعمة.
Sudanese Medical Council. I'm in the middle of my step journey as well, my US journey. I'm really interested in research, all types of research, and the most thing that I'm interested about those days and I'm trying to learn is meta-analysis. And I'm really happy to be among this really nice group. And thank you so much.
مرحب دكتورة نعمة, and good luck with your fellowship, and I'm sure you will make use of it in the coming 12 months. And good luck with your USMLE exams as well. And my question to you, have you done research back home, or what you are doing right now, research-wise?
My experiences in research is not very extensive, but I have several experience in case reports and cross-sectional study. But I'm trying to build my knowledge and my CV stepwise in the research field because it's like very extensive and it's very wide field.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's great. It is always like you can start, like you talk to your mentors, your colleagues, and then you can start from wherever you want. And as you know, you work in meta-analysis, that means you have experience in clinical research. You can extend that experience in different kinds of research. And we wish you good luck.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Ahlan. Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Mohammed. I graduated from National Rabat University in 2023. I'm also in the middle of my USMLE journey. My research experience, I wouldn't say it's extensive, but I do have experience in writing a meta-analysis, also doing cross-sectional studies and case reports. The last project I worked on got accepted to the Society of Cardiovascular and Angiography Interventions, which is supposed to be presented in May. I look forward to working with everyone and gaining much needed experience in this field.
Welcome, Sarah, to Chile Virtual Fellowship, and good luck with your research. And why are you going to present your work?
I'm not the one presenting. I was just a part of the authors. It was an international group that I actually found over on LinkedIn. It's supposed to be presented in DC, Washington, DC.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is great work. Your work is being acknowledged, and you are part of the group. That's good. And my advice to everyone that during this time, try as much to publish. It could be abstract papers. The more you publish in any fields, that will be beneficial to you in your coming um, uh, in your residency ahead, and also fellowship, and any clinical or basic research you are going to do in future. So good luck, Sarah. Good luck, everybody.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Wa alaikum assalam.
My name is Mahasin Abdelbadi Omer. I graduate from University of Science and Technology, class 2022, and I passed my step 1 on last November. I'm right now doing my, actually preparing for my step 2. My interest on pediatrics, and I think I don't have that much of experience in research, but I'm really excited to learning from older, inshallah.
Welcome, Dr. Mahasin, and good luck.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome our new fellows, and please feel free to introduce yourself to the group.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
My name is Dina Abdurrahim. I recently graduated on December 2024 from UMST. Currently working as a research assistant in Hamad. Regarding like my research experience, I'm right now I'm conducting systematic review, and I'm going to present, inshallah, my first abstract in the EPCOG conference in Europe. And I'm interested in pursuing OB-GYN.
Good luck, Dr. Jean Abdurrahim. And I think also you are doing a research in a very nice institute, Hamad Hospital, right?
Yes.
What area are you researching especially? Can you tell us?
So currently I'm working with the surgical department. So my work is to like support the resident in their research. So I did like some project with them. I did 3 projects right now that I finished. One about the resection, different technique in resection of the prostate, larger than 80 milligram, and another one comparing like PCNL and RIRS. And the last one was about management of hematological malignancy among pregnant women. So yeah, among the research, they're always like the urology department are very active. So that's why like most of the research I'm assisting are urological, but it's very nice. And most of them are systematic review. Um, I've been working like for this is my third month now.
Very interesting. Good luck and welcome to Telegeriatric Virtual Fellowship, and I'm sure you will have a great experience and in research.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
So I'd like to welcome anyone and thank you, Dr. Ahmed Abdurrahim, for the introduction and welcoming the new fellows. I am Dalia Muhammad. First of all, good morning or good evening, depending on where you are right now. And sorry for the delay because my laptop was lagging. And I'd like to welcome all the new fellows to Telegeriatric. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to ask and share any ideas. I am part of the Aqua team, the team that is supposed to be presenting the topics today. Thank you everyone for joining. I don't know if you have, I'm sorry for not saying, do you have anything that you want to add to?
Hello, Dalia.
Yeah. I said, do you, can you hear me clearly?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
and yes, I think you have a very nice items we are going to discuss today, so we can start if
Okay.
the introduction of new fellows has.
Okay, so let's begin our session for today, but first let me quickly walk you through the agenda so you'll all be on the same page. First, you already welcomed the new fellows, and thank you for that. Thank you for the warm welcomes. Following that, we'll move into an introduction to research review, overview of research type, observational, experimental, qualitative, quantitative. It's presented by Dr. Samah and Dr. Rayan. After that, we'll shift gears into a more hands-on session. I will guide you through how to use Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, how to share the document, how to edit as a team, review, and finalize the work. And then we'll focus on communication skills, which is a critical part of patient care. Dr. Ayman and Dr. Maram will present on patient counseling, delivering difficult news, and effective interprofessional communication. And finally, we'll wrap up with project updates, where you'll hear about progress and next step on ongoing initiatives. So let's get things started. Dr. Samah and Dr. Rayan will guide you through different type of research, observational, experimental, qualitative, and quantitative, and help us set the foundation for any future project we'll take on. So Dr. Samah and Dr. Rayan, the floor is yours. And they'd like to share their own screen if you please would allow them. Dr. Samah, can you hear me? Dr. Rayan first.
السلام عليكم. هلا Dr. Dalia. I am Dr. Samah and I will present the first part. And I would like to share my own screen. So please, can you make me a host for a while so I can share the screen?
Dalia, you're going to make her.
Oh, I thought you would. Because I'm not the
I need to be a
moderator.
host. Yeah, I need to be a host for a while so I can share my screen.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know how to do that with
You
because
can
I'm not
go
the
through the who is the host right now?
I'm not the host, that's why.
Maybe the Dr. Ahmed is the one?
Yeah, I'm not the host, Dr. Ahmed.
Yeah, let me just check.
Yeah.
I think I'm not a host, but
Because I don't see any.
you cannot share the slides, right?
Okay, just
Yeah, I have to be a host so I can share the slide.
Okay, I see your point.
I don't know who's the host is.
Dr. Samah, have you
Yes.
tried to
Okay.
share it and you couldn't?
Sorry,
Have
what
you
is that?
tried to share your screen and you couldn't?
This is option is not.
Maybe let me try to share my screen. I'll see if I can share it.
Let me check. I will try mine.
Okay.
Okay. Screen.
Also, I'm not sure if I can share my screen or not, but I wanted to try. Okay.
I'm trying.
We can see
you can see anything?
Yes, we can see your screen.
You are sharing the screen now.
Yeah.
You're
So
sharing
you can go, I think through this you can go through your presentation if you will. Try it.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Okay, you see this one? The presentation slide?
Yes, we can see it.
Oh,
yes, we do.
That's great.
Right now.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ryan. You
So-
save us.
The floor is yours.
Yeah. because like I just know that I should be the host so I can share my screen.
I had this idea too. It's okay, no
I've
problem.
noticed that no one is the host. I don't know why. They said if you want to claim the host, you have to enter a 6-digit PIN. So I don't know how do you do that.
No,
Okay.
we are working on that. But
Okay.
if you can do your presentation right now, that would be great.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Excellent.
Okay, the floor is yours. Oh, Samah, sorry.
Okay. So here we go. I'm Samah Ahmed, and I will present today the like introduction to research and types of the research. Like we will go through like the definition, categories, and real-world examples of research. And my colleague, Dr. Ryan, will go with the rest of the subtypes and comparison between them. So, okay. The definition of research, like basic definition, if we want to talk, it's it's kind of create a new knowledge. And like the precise one, the research is a systematic process of collecting, analyzing, and interpreting information like data to increase understanding or solve problems using using scientific methods. Okay, what is the purpose of the research? The purpose of the research is to review or synthesize existing knowledge, investigating existing situation or problem, provide solution to problems, explore and analyze more general issues, construct or create new procedure or systems, explain new phenomenon, and generate new knowledge, or a combination of any of the above. Okay, what are the types? Before we jump to the types, we can like ask ourselves what the categories. Like we have the research can be categorized in several ways depending on like many factors. Or one of them, it could be the purpose, the methods.
Dr. Samah,
Yes.
sorry for interruption. Now you are a host, and when you're done, you will make me a host again, okay?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay, I will keep going on. The type of research, as I said, categorized in several ways depending on its purpose, method, or outcome. So let's together go through this. Based on a purpose, we can categorize the research type to basic, like pure research, and applied research. Based on a method, we can categorize to qualitative research, quantitative research, and mixed research. Based on outcome or time frame, it's gonna be descriptive research, exploratory research, and explanatory research, like experimental. Yeah. So I will go through each of them in details in a while. So here we go. We have a table here to comparison between the basic research and applied research as a sort of like application purpose-wise, I mean, or application-wise. So the basic research, it's why we did this part of why we do this part of research, because we want to expand knowledge, develop theories and principles like new, most probably like conducted by like in academic or university setting, drive by most of the time like drive this kind of research driven by like curiosity and desire to understand more. Time wise, like time scale, it's flexible time scale because you just want to know more about something. So no problem with time and when you will finish this. Yeah, you just want to dig deeper in something and build knowledge. Regarding the applied research, it's actually you want to find a solution about existing problem. You have a problem and you need to solve it. So you will search about the solution. So it's solution to specific business problem, testing hypothesis, conduct mostly by practitioners, driven by a need to solve a practical problem or improve uh, something. This kind of research most of the time will be tight time scale, have tight time scale. Here, to make the idea more clear, we will go through some examples for each. As I said earlier, that based on purpose, we have two kinds of research: basic, or we call pure research, and the applied one. Basic research, the example here It's studying how neurons transmit signals in the brain to understand the nervous system better, like how it's work. And the applied research, like designing a new software tool to improve online learning experience. So I guess it's clear that the difference between them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Am I going fast or?
No, you are just fine. You're doing great, Sarah. Very
Okay.
good.
Okay, thank you. So here we have like pictures that showing the difference between basic research and the applied research. As I remember, the first doctor that introduced herself today, she said she working in the lab, and it's a kind of basic research. Yeah, she said, yeah, I'm working in the lab, and this is kind of the basic research. Okay, the second category that we mentioned, it's based on the method. It's could be qualitative research or quantitative research or mixed method.
I think that is Dr. Noura, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I guess the first doctor that introduced herself
No, I
in the
think that was
meeting.
Dr. Iman, not me.
Iman?
Yeah, I think Dr. Iman.
Okay, very
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember that you asked her, like, it's kind of basic research, and then it's ring a bell. I said, I just gonna talk about this in the
Absolutely.
details. Yeah, okay. So qualitative research, it explores phenomena through non-numerical data by interviews, observations. It's aimed to understand meaning, experience, or concept. And the other one is quantitative research. Here we talk about like numbers. It involves numerical data and statistical analysis. It tests hypotheses and looks for pattern or relationships. So, like in Arabic, we say this is the difference between qualitative and quantitative. It's like كمي ونوعي. Qualitative, we talk about quality, النوعية, and quantitative, we talk about like الكمية, الأرقام. Okay. And the last one is the mixed method research. It's combine both qualitative and quantitative approach for like fuller understanding of the topic. Here we have an example for each. Qualitative research example is like conducting interview with the cancer survivors to explore their emotional experience during treatment. It's kind of something like subjective, the opinion of someone about something. So, yeah. And the quantitative research is an example. It's using surveys to measure the relationship between screen time and academic performance in a student. And I believe this is like a big issue nowadays, the screen time and academia. Not only in the student, I believe in everyone have this as problem. And I guess most of you heard about the new term that nowadays making and like era. It's called the brain rot. It's kind of brain problem result of like watching the short and fast videos, reels, and this stuff. So everyone like take care of this. The mixed method example, it's surveying students about their study habits. It's quantitative. Then conducting focus group to understanding their challenges in details. This is qualitative. Okay. Here we have a table. In the middle, we have the research aspect, and then from the research aspect, we go to like comparison. Like it's a very like short and precise. So like purpose-wise, qualitative, as I said before, it's kind of discover idea or new insights. And quantitative, it's testing hypothesis. Approach-wise, qualitative, observe and interpret in depth. Like, go in depth. And quantitative is measure and test. Most of the time expressed in percentage agreement. Data regarding the data collection, qualitative, we most of the time like collecting data through interview, focus group, open-end questions. In quantitative, we like choose like data collect. We like collecting data through close-end questionnaires. Okay, researcher involvement. As I said before or mentioned before, that qualitative is gonna be more subjectivity. There is like subjective, and in the quantitative gonna be objective. Sample, small in qualitative, and in quantitative it's large. Last thing that analysis like in qualitative gonna be thematic content, word association. It's kind of like difficult. And in the quantitative, it's descriptive and simple relatively. Okay. Based on the outcome or time frame, we have we can like describe in 3 or 4. It's we have descriptive research, exploratory research, explanatory research, and longitudinal, and last one cross-sectional. Okay, the descriptive, from its name, it's describe characteristics or functions of particular population or phenomena. Exploratory, it's the first one is only describe something without interfere with anything. So the exploratory research investigates a problem that is not well understood to gain insight and generate a hypothesis. And explanatory, like causal, like causal research, it's examine cause and effect relationship. The longitudinal study the same subject over a long period of time. And cross-sectional research is examine data at one specific point in time. Like cross-sectional is like a snapshot at as if you take a camera shot at the same time once, like one specific point in time. Here's some more details about this one. The explanatory and the descriptive and exploratory. The exploratory research, most of the time we need to like discovering, identifying, and formulating hypotheses. And we reach this, our goal, by interviews, focus group, discussion. And this one, most of the time, like occur in the early stage of decision making. And it's mainly like purpose is deeper understanding of the problem itself instead of answering. Like from its name, explore. We need to explore. And the descriptive research, as I said before, is you describe something. It's description of state of nature, and it's we can achieve this one by a structured survey method. And timing-wise, it's going to be later stage of decision-making. The last one, the explanatory research, it's testing hypothesis, established relationship. This one achieved by highly structured survey method. Time-wise, it's later stage of decision-making. This is mainly purpose of this kind of research is answer the question of why. Here we will go through examples for each. Descriptive research, census that collect data about age, gender, and occupation of population. Exploratory research, investigating why a new product failed in market by gathering opinion and feedback without a clear hypothesis. Explanatory, this is one, the causal research. It's studying whether increasing physical activity cause a decrease in blood pressure. And longitudinal research, it's tracking the academic progress of a group of children from kindergarten to high school. Yeah. And cross-sectional research, studying the current dietary habit of adult age from 25 to 40 in city at the single point in time. Okay. So here I have like this is a diagram. It's summary for everything that I mentioned earlier. Here we can divide it or categorize the type of research to application or purpose, objective, and inquiry mode or method. The application, it's going to be pure research or applied research, like pure research basic, I mean, and applied research. And objective-wise, it's going to be descriptive research, exploratory research, explanatory research, or correlation. Inquiry mode or method-wise, it's going to be quantitative research or qualitative research. Okay, here I have a summary for everything. Research can be classified based on application, objectives, and inquiry mode. Application of research include pure basic research. It's expanding knowledge. This is the purpose of it, like expanding knowledge. And applied research, here we go for like finding solution to like problem already exist. Objectives of research include exploratory, like discover new concept. We need to explore about something. Descriptive, this one is kind of understand the state of nature. And explanatory, this is kind of establish cause and effect relationship. Here, this kind of research, we have like variable, and we need to know the cause and the relation between. Inquiry mode of research include qualitative, observing and interpreting, and quantitative is the measuring and testing. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samah, for the insightful presentation. It was very well explained and easy to follow. And now the rest of this topic will be presented by Dr. Rayan. And then we can go to ask some questions if you have about this topic.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samah, for this insightful presentation and great presentation, actually. Before I start, I would like to welcome all the new fellows that joining us, and I hope, or actually this program or this fellowship will help you so much. So I'm really glad to be with you today. Dr. Samah, mashallah, she made a very nice presentation. I guess she have mentioned all the important things about the research. She have made like a strong foundation for this topic. So for me, I could say that I'm gonna do like a quick review about the research, and I will try to dive deep into the subtypes. She has already done that, but we can do like a rapid review about the subtypes and try to make another examples and go through it quickly. Okay, I'll try to share my screen. I'll try to see if my screen is available for you. Just let me make sure. So,
Dr.
is my
Rayan,
screen appear to you?
Dr. Rayan, just I don't want to interrupt before you start. I just want to inform Dr. Ahmed that I made him a host again.
Okay, that's very nice.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the nice presentation. Continue, Dr. Rihan.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone. Does my screen appear clearly for you?
Very clear.
Yes, it's really
okay. Thank you so much. So,
Do you need or you will continue?
Sorry, Dr. Ahmed, I didn't hear you.
You want to be a host or?
No, it's okay. If you can see my screen, it's okay. I'm showing my screen from the laptop, so I guess it will not be a big deal. If you can see my screen, it's okay. I can continue. Okay.
Yes, you can. You can.
Yes,
okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'll try to dive deep into the research subtypes. Well, as you know, behind every research questions lies a choice, a method, a mindset, and a journey. So it's considered to be a journey to answer a question for a research. So why understanding subtypes considered to be very important? Once you start to understand the subtype of the research, that would help you so much or it will guide you to know the research design, to determine the data collection, as mentioned Dr. Samah. It will help you to set the scope of the study. It will help you with the statistical or analytical approach, and also aligned with research questions and objectives. So knowing the subtypes is very important. So each subtype fits a specific purpose, help us choose the best approach for different questions, makes our research more efficient and meaningful. So I'll try to, as I mentioned before, I'll try to dive deep into the subtypes of the research. As mentioned, Dr. Samah, we have many subtypes for the research. I will start with the descriptive research. In the descriptive research, we have many subtypes. Like I will start with the first one. The first one calls case study. So it's a descriptive research. That means we are trying to describe something or to describe phenomena without manipulating the variables, without intervening or make any intervention. So in the case study, I could say that it involves like deep dive into a single person or even group or situation to learn more about this group or about this person. For instance, imagine that there is a patient with COVID-19 suddenly presented with lower limb weakness, which actually not commonly association with the virus itself. So doctors will start to conduct a case study because it's a unique and interesting COVID-19 with symptoms of lower limb weakness, which could be like a Guillain-Barré syndrome, and it's not really associated with the virus itself. So you are describing what happened to the patient. You're not trying to make any intervention analysis or modifying any variables. This is the first one, which is the case study. Let us move to the next one, which is the surveys. Well, a part of the descriptive research includes the surveys. The surveys involves like asking a large group of people questions or gather like a data on opinions, behaviors, or even experiences. For instance, asking about a satisfaction of a certain hospital, like conducting or giving a surveys for a certain population, asking them about their opinion in a certain hospital in their area. So this is considered to be a descriptive because you are just describing their opinion. You're not manipulating, you're not intervening with anything. So just wait a minute, I have something here. Well, the third, yes, we said this is the survey. The third part is called the correlational studies, okay? Correlational studies. It's a descriptive. We are describing something. So the correlational studies, it looks at how two or more things are related to each other. But correlation, which is the very important here because it's a descriptive, the correlation doesn't mean causation. It means there is association between two variables, but it does not necessarily mean that there is a causation. For instance, I will give you an example. If researchers were very interested to know if there is any association between sleep hours and the test scores, like they evaluate 20 students, and maybe they give them like questionnaires asking about their sleep hours and their performance on test. So they did this, and they have found that there is an association between sleep hours. Once the sleep hours are very high, they found that the sleep hours correlate with the test scores. Once they sleep much, they will have a higher scores. This considered to be a descriptive also. It's not analytical because you are describing the scores with the sleep hours. So the correlation, it means that there could be an association between two variables, but it does not mean that there is a causation because it's a descriptive research. It's not an analytical research. And the fourth subtype of the descriptive research is comparative. As you can see in this image, it's the comparative descriptive research. In the comparative descriptive research, actually, it describes the differences or the similarities between two groups. So you will have like two groups, and then you will try to know the differences or the similarities between them. I can give you an example. If we have two groups of elderly people, maybe you can say that there is a group of elderly people who are more than 65 years, and also we have here an elderly group of more than 65 years. This group have a very good lifestyle. Maybe they are exercising daily, so they have a good lifestyle. But the other group, we can say that they have a sedentary lifestyle. They are not exercising daily. Their diet are not controlled, and all these things. So in the comparative, we are trying to see the similarities or the differences between the two groups. Maybe the researchers want to know if there is any association between maybe the good exercise and the physical activity. Maybe the group that have a very good or has a very good exercise, they have like a good mobility, they have less joint pain, and the other group also that have the sedentary lifestyle, they have no good mobility, they have more joint pain and all these things. So here you are describing the two groups, if there is any similarities between two groups, if there is any differences between two groups. You are not manipulating, you are not intervening, you are not changing or controlling any confounders. You are just describing what you have seen, but in a comparison way. So we could say that this is the first subtype, which is the descriptive research, which contains the case study, the surveys, the correlational and the comparison or the comparative subdivision. Well, here, this slide also display the descriptive research subtypes, the same thing, the survey, case study, correlational study, and comparative study. We have mentioned it, and we have mentioned some examples. So we can go to the analytical research. In the analytical research, we have also subtypes. In the analytical research, it's not like the descriptive, because you are analyzing relationship, testing hypothesis, or even comparing results to have or to draw a conclusion. So in the analytical research subtypes, we have the historical, okay, the first one, and the other one is the philosophical, and the third one is research synthesis. So regarding the historical research, actually it studies the past events, the past events, document, or even experiences to understand how something developed over time. For example, the treatment of tuberculosis, the medical treatment of tuberculosis have evolved or has evolved during the years. So the researchers will try to understand how the medical treatment for TB has changed during the previous time or the previous years, like the previous 100 years. They will try to analyze the historical data, like they will see the old medical records, the old books, the old journals, and reports from the early 19s to know the evolution of the medical treatment of the tuberculosis. And the other part is the philosophical research. Actually, this type of research, exactly, it's considered to be analytical, of course, but it's about exploring ideas, beliefs, values, and reasoning. Actually, it focuses on thinking and reflection rather than collecting data. It's very important in the medical ethics. It can ask like deep questions, like what is justice? Maybe what is the rule of ethics in medicine? So the researchers will try, or they will try to explore the ethics. For example, if they want to know more about the ethics of end-of-life decision in elderly patient, they cannot do surveys or experiments. They will study different philosophical theories to get the most beneficial answer for the patient. So it's considered a part of the analytical research. They are analyzing the theories, but they are not collecting data. It's just a part of the analytical research. And the third one is the research synthesis. Well, the research synthesis, it means research, it's actually particularly, they are talking about the meta analysis. So at this subtype, the researchers try to take a quantitative data from studies, like, you know, the meta-analysis, you are abstracting data from already published studies. So you are trying to obtain data from published studies and then combine all these data together and come into a very certain conclusion. So all of you know that the meta-analysis, it's like to be considered on the top of the hierarchy because it's like a combination of many studies that have already published before. And then, of course, each study has its own sample size. And then when you're combining all these sample size, that will give you a high power for the research. So it's called research synthesis. So it's a part of the analytical research subtypes. This is the subtypes. We have mentioned it already, the historical, philosophical, and research synthesis. Well, we can move to the applied and basic research, which Dr. Samah has already mentioned in a very nice way. So we have the applied research. Well, the applied research, as she mentioned, it's aimed at solving real-world problems by applying scientific methods directly to practice. So they made an example, like testing new treatments for drugs in clinical trials to improve patient care. I can tell you another example. For instance, in COVID-19, researchers used what they have already known about the immune system and the viral itself, the viral infection, to test a drug like the remdesivir, which is a neuroamidase inhibitor, and dexamethasone, which is, of course, a corticosteroid, in real patients. So they have already known about the basics of the disease itself, and then based on this basic of the disease, they have applied the basic, and they have concluded that the COVID-19 patients could receive remdesivir and dexamethasone. So this is the applied research. On the other hand, we have the basic research. As mentioned, Dr. Samah, it's research aimed at understanding fundamental principles or discovering new knowledge without direct practice application. Actually, the basic research, you can hear the researchers say that let's understand the science first. We want to know what is the underlying cause of this disease, or what is the pathogenesis of this disease if we are talking about a cancer. So they need to know what is the pathogenesis, or what happens at the molecular level that will lead to the disease. So the basic research, or as mentioned Dr. Samah, like the pure research, it depends on the molecular mechanism of diseases. So we can move to the quantitative, vice versa, the qualitative research. Let me just use my marker. So the quantitative vice versa the qualitative research. As mentioned, Dr. Samah, the quantitative research, its definition is research that focuses on numerical data, often using statistical analysis to identify patterns or test hypotheses. So it means that the quantitative research depends mainly or rely on numbers or numerical data. On the other hand, the qualitative research, it's the research that explores non-numerical data to understand experiences, opinions, or behaviors, or through methods like interviews or focus groups, as mentioned Dr. Samah. Well, here I will try to move rapidly through the subtypes with some examples. Let's see here. We are talking about the quantitative research. We have subtypes for the quantitative research, which depends mainly on the numerical data, as we mentioned. So descriptive research, correlational research, experimental research, quasi-experimental research, cross-sectional research, and longitudinal research. All of these subtypes considered to be subtypes of the quantitative research. Does any one of you can remember an example for the descriptive research that could use numbers? For instance, simply describing the number of people who have hypertension, for example, without trying to find the causes or relationships. We are just describing the people who have hypertension in number, that's all. And the correlation research, it's like the descriptive research that I have mentioned at the beginning of the lecture. So examine the relationship between two or more variables without manipulation. As I mentioned in the first in the previous slides, the correlation research, yes, it can help us to identify the association between two variables, but it cannot tell us the causation because it's still a descriptive. The descriptive research and the correlational research. We have the experimental, of course, you know, the experimental research, it investigates causal relationship because here, like the randomized controlled trials or the experimental research, you will have maybe like two groups, one receive placebo or control, the other will receive maybe for maybe a new treatment, and that means you are manipulating, you are trying maybe to control confounding factors, you are manipulating, and this actually could help you to investigate the causal relationship. So the experimental research could imply the causation, but the correlation research that have been found in the or has been found in the descriptive, because it's just describing, it cannot imply the causation, but it can imply the association. And the quasi-experimental research, it's similar to the experimental research, but lacks random assignment of participants. For instance, like having a group of people with diabetes mellitus, and then you are trying to modify their diet. So you want to try to modify their diet and measure the blood pressure, measure the random blood sugar before and after the modification. That means you have one group that you are trying to manipulate, to intervene, like modify their diet, and then measure the blood pressure. Sorry, why I keep saying blood pressure? Measuring the random blood sugar before and after the diet without assigning these people into two groups, like control and experimental group. We have also the cross-sectional research, which collect data from population at a single point in time. As mentioned, Dr. Samah, she said that it's the snapshot, the cross-sectional research, it's like the snapshot. For instance, like surveying a group of people in a city to see the prevalence of disease, like the prevalence of asthma at one point in a time, okay? And the last one is the longitudinal research. In all these research subtypes, I'm trying to imply the numbers, you know, I'm trying to say the numbers because we're talking about the subtypes of the quantitative research. Then the last one is the longitudinal research. It's like to collect data from the same subjects over an extended period to observe changes. Like you have one group of people that maybe you are measuring the blood pressure every time. So you want to observe the blood pressure. So you're measuring the blood pressure now, maybe after 1 month, maybe after 3 months, maybe after 6 months, maybe after then 1 year. So it's considered to be a longitudinal research because you are following the patients into extended period to observe changes. I'm just giving the blood pressure monitoring as an example for the quantitative variable. Oh, there's someone said something.
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. So we have the subtypes of the qualitative research. In the qualitative research, we also have the phenomenological research, which focuses on understanding and describing lived experiences of individuals regarding a phenomenon. So I could say you can imagine that you want, maybe as a doctor, you want to understand how patients feel after being diagnosed with cancer. So you would interview like several patients and then ask them about their emotions and their personal experience and responses and fears about this disease. So this is about the first one. And the second one, the grounded theory research. Well, the grounded theory research, it's aimed to develop the theory grounded in data collected from participants' experiences. So it aims to develop a new theory, but it will be based on the data collected. For instance, suppose that you are a doctor who is studying who is studying doctors and nurses collaboration in maybe a busy hospital. Maybe you can observe their interaction and interview them from the data, you can create a theory about the best way how these, how the medical field staff, like the doctors and nurses, how they can collaborate in a very good way. And we have the infographic research, which studies the culture and behavior of groups in their natural setting through immersion and observation. That means the researcher himself will be embedded in the environment of the population that he wants to study. He will sit in the environment of the population that he wants to study their behavior. Yes, their behavior. He will stay with them in their environment. Then he will try to observe their behaviors and yes, their behaviors mainly. And we can move to the case study research. Well, I guess most of you know the case study research. The case study research, they said in-depth analysis of a single case or a small number of cases to explore complex issues. We can say that the case could be a person, could be something bigger like a hospital. So it could be like you want to know the how like a hospital handled a major maybe flu outbreak. It's not just about persons, even about the hospitals. The narrative research, they mentioned that examine stories and personal experiences to understand how people make sense of their lives. So basically you are trying to know the individual level understanding of their experience and their difficult times and try to make a conclusion about their response. And the action research, which involves problem solving through collaboration between researchers and participants to improve practices. So we have another subtypes of our subtype of the research. We have the conceptual research, vice versa, the experimental research. The conceptual research, it mainly focuses on ideas and concepts. It's about thinking and theorizing rather than just gathering data. And in comparison, we have the experimental research. That means the researchers will focus on testing theories through experiments. It involves manipulating variables and observing the effects. Like you will have an intervention here, like you will have two groups, one is control, the other will receive maybe the drug, or two groups, one receive the standard treatment, the other maybe will receive a new surgical treatment, and so on. So it's considered to be experimental research. Well, maybe we are moving, I don't know if I'm moving too fast, but we are coming into the end of the presentation. But here we have something called non-scientific methods of problem solving. Like if you have a question, if you have a question in your mind, there is some method that have been used, but it's considered to be non-scientific methods of problem solving. For instance, we have the tenacity, which is believing something is true simply because it has always been believed. For instance, relying on traditional remedies for common illnesses without scientific evidence. I guess most of us have this thing. And intuition, relying on gut feelings or instinct to solve problems. For instance, a doctor relying on their personal experiences and intuition to diagnose a rare condition, even without complete clinical experience. Here we have authority, which is accepting something as true because an expert or authority says so. If someone superior to you and he said something, maybe you'll accept his statement because he is dominant on you. So the authority means, or the example for authority is following medical practices or treatments because they are endorsed by renowned professionals or institutions, even without extensive evidence. We have also the rationalistic method. From its name, it means that using logical reasoning and assumptions to solve problems, using deductive reasoning to establish a diagnosis based on a set of observed symptoms. For example, if you're a doctor and sitting in the ER maybe, or in your clinic, a patient comes to you and the patient has like fever, productive cough, and shortness of breathing. Well, you will use the rationalistic method to exclude the other causes of this condition, and maybe you will conclude that this patient has pneumonia. You are using a rationalistic method. Empirical method, which is relying on observations and experiences to draw conclusions. I can tell you something. Do you remember the epidemic that has happened in our country, Sudan, in the previous months, when we had an epidemic for dengue fever? I can say that even my colleagues in Sudan, at that time, patients when had the dengue fever, some of patients could have a low level of platelet. So they have found that using the pumpkin, pumpkin, using the pumpkin juice could have the ability to raise the platelet level. And it's considered to be an empirical method. Of course, it's non-scientific method because most of the doctors there, they have noticed that the patients who have had a low platelet level, when they're receiving the pumpkin juice, their platelet level will increase. So of course, it's not a scientific, it's a non-scientific method. So the infographic research, it's a research method that involves studying cultures and communities from a close personal perspective. That means you are analyzing the cultures and the communities based on your personal perspective. Of course, it's considered to be a non-scientific method of problem solving for each attitude. We can come to the primary research, vice versa, the secondary research. Of course, all of you know that the primary research, which is the research that collects original data directly from experiments, surveys, interviews, or observations, like conducting a clinical trial to test a new drug or interviewing patients about their experience with a medical condition. This is considered to be a primary research. But the secondary research, like the systematic reviews and the meta-analysis, which is a research that uses existing data from previous studies, reports, or data sets to answer research questions. And an example, analyzing, of course, published studies on hypertension to determine the effectiveness of various treatments. This considered to be the primary research, vice versa, the secondary research. I believe that my colleague Samah has the ability to explain that very extensively, mashallah, and she has mentioned a lot of details about the research, and I'm really so grateful that she gave me the opportunity to share with her the presentation. I could say we have come to the end of our presentation. I will close the presentation with a quote that research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. Thank you so much, everyone. I could say
Thank
that
you, Dr. Ryan. Great presentation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samah and Dr. Ryan, for the informative session. It has really great foundation, detailed explanation. It was very well presented and informative and straight to the point. Really, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. I have just, I will add, this is really a great presentation by Dr. Samah and Dr. Ryan. They probe deeper into types of research. And so for every researcher, like practicing or doing research is like a part of practice that is always makes us better in the field of medicine. For example, the big institution, like I'm a consultant at Mayo Clinic. So what makes it great is because they do their own research. They generate knowledge. So I want you to look at the research and always in a spectrum. So the spectrum of research. So wherever you are, there is a spectrum of research. And as presented by Dr. Samah and Dr. Ryan is basic research, translational research, and the clinical research. And then you come to the application or dissemination of research. So this concept is really makes it simple and memorable. And then you can look into the different parts and methods of research. In essence, the spectrum of research is a dynamic and interconnected process. And that moves us from the fundamental discoveries at cellular and molecular level to the practical application, and ultimately it benefiting the community. And that is how we look at research. So remember, the spectrum of research is basic, translational, and clinical, and then dissemination of research to the benefit of the society. This is really great presentation. Thank you so much, Dr. Samah and Dr. Ryan. And I think the door is open to the questions. Dr. Dalia, right?
Oh, yeah. So, I don't have any question, or if that what you meant.
Okay. There is other things that also you cover, Dr. Ryan, you did, you talk about in depth. And sometimes when practice medicine, there is anecdotal like evidence, and that is someone reports things rather than prove it, rather than proven facts, and that is not considered something strong. Okay, so like we are in the era of peer review journal where things are proven by research. So there is a lot of things going on, but at the end, the clinical trial is the best, and everything is proven. Things that even the authority and others are not considered strong things that we based our practice on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's right.
Thank you, Dr. Abdurrahim, for your words and comments.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have a question or comment? Sorry for the sounds. Someone is doing some work outside, but does anyone have any comment or a question for Dr. Rayan Samah?
If there is nothing, I'm going to add some advice, like especially for our newcomers, new fellows. So having like read about research, and then the approach really is individual. You are going to individualize your approach to the research. So the very thing is that if you start and think as a long time, like if you look 50 years back, you find a paper with a single author. But right now it is rarely found, because the concept of you are collaborating with others. So the most important thing about research is to collaborate, okay, with others. Okay, you discuss your ideas with others. Okay, you have to have a bigger team who have a great experience in what you are researching. This is very important. And could be at the level of your institution, or at other institution, or even at far away, because the world is really very connected. Also remember to use the new tools that will help you advance your research. And this is even nowadays including AI. So always be open-minded, talk to others, and read more, especially the bigger journal like New England Journal of Medicine and Nature and others. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Abdurrahim, for this informations.
Thank you, Doctor. I just and for this great addition, and this is really like appreciable points that yeah, the collaboration and the importance of the research to improve the even the the job wise and institute wise. So, and I just want to mention that nowadays most of the even the clinical like presentation and the grand round and this stuff is not anymore like before. Just the classical one, like history and examination and what we find and this stuff. Most of the new new knowledge or something, if I can call, it's evidence based medicine. So anyone like presenting something, it should be evidence based, and most of it's kind of that research say this that study mentioned. Yeah, it's not anymore like something you just plain text from books or something. Most of it's evidence based, and it's up to date. What I mean, what I want to say, it's something. Sometime you just use those of medicine to treat something, and other day, exactly like other day, everything change. So yeah, we go very fast in this stuff, and every a lot of research outgoing worldwide, and people just keep updating um, the the database with a new and yeah information and knowledge, exactly keep creating a huge amount of knowledge every day. And this can be clearly seen was with um, the huge amount of published paper yearly. Every year, the amount of research or of the paper published is really big, and it's really huge.
Yes, you're right.
Very good. I just if you give me, I would like to comment on Samah nice comments. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes, you mentioned if we look at our life starting from medical school up to doing the residency and beyond, you start at a knowledge digester, so to speak. You digest knowledge. But in order to master things, you have to, or to take command of your career, you have to generate a new knowledge. And the generation of knowledge is through research. And that makes you a known figure in your field. Like every one of you right now, if he or she picks a topic and start reading about it, understand what is going on, and then research, then you are a pioneer, and you will lead the knowledge in the world in that respect. So that is, I advise everyone to think about research as a vital tool that you are gonna help the world, because you don't think even small idea, you think this is a small idea, but actually it could be a big one, and it could be a breakthrough. Okay, and whenever you think about something and thoughts come to you, just write it down. If you are driving, or you are at the round, or you are even as doing anything, if you an idea comes, just write it down, because if you rounds on your patient, in average, you will have 10 questions that needs to be researched if you think carefully. So it is always, there is a lot of things to be researched. And I want you to think of that. And I know, like, when I was doing my housemanship in Sudan, I have a friend who is just start doing his research. We discussed that. And at a very young age, he becomes a full professor at the University of Khartoum. Prof. Hussein, some of you might know him, Hussein Jad Karim. So research is just try to pick your interest. For example, if you are want to be oncologist or cardiologist or nephrologist or even internal medicine or any field, read more, research more, and you will lead the knowledge in that field. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I think that what I want to say, it's like if you want to be a good clinician, you have to be a good researcher first.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and even for newcomers and for new colleague who joined us recently, I just want to mention that even like in presentation that we have, when the modulator like showing the topics that going to be present, don't think that this topic I don't know about it, so I cannot like present this thing. Here the research parts come true. Like you go and research about the topic, and you explore, and yeah, and you will, by the end of the day, you will like be on top of this, and you will become expertise and learn a lot of things, not just knowledge wise, even like technique and the application you can use to do this. Yeah, from my like my this recent experience, when I start, it's totally different when I come to the end. I gain a lot of knowledge with and share idea with my colleague Rian about application that I can use. We discuss the topic, we read about the thing, so we can, when you understand something and explain that way, the better way you can like purely and deeply understand it by explain something for the other. So I encourage everyone to join and to participate in the upcoming meetings, and don't let like shy or less confident interfere with your presentation or something. Everything gonna be all right. Thank you so much.
Yes, and the moderator also will be a nice one. It's okay.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Thank
Samah,
you,
for your
Dr. Atalia.
advice. Yeah, thank you. We'll take all your advices into mind because it was very helpful. And since no one has a question, our up next topic is a hands-on tutorial how to work a team. How to work as a team using Google Docs, Sheets, and Slide. I will show you from how to share, how to edit, and how to review and finalize work. This topic will be led by me, and so let's start.
Dr.
Just share.
Just I want to remind you of you are the moderator, of course. I want to remind you of the time. So we'll end at 3 o'clock, right?
Oh, it's I'm sorry, but it's already 3 o'clock.
So I just want you to be aware of time. So
Okay, okay, got it. Thank you.
we are looking forward
So
for the talk. Okay.
okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
So I don't actually I just shared my screen. Can you see it?
I see. I see. And I can make you an admin if you want.
I don't think you don't have to, but I'll just share my screen because
Okay.
since you can see it, you don't have to make it up. Post. Why is this so mixed up?
Excellent.
It is still
Anyway,
loading.
yeah,
Okay.
it's still
So,
loading. I don't know what's the problem.
you are a host right now, so you can.
Okay. Okay, so I don't know what's the problem, but I'll talk until it start working again. I don't have a PowerPoint presentation because I'll show you live demonstration or tutorial so you can understand better. I believe like showing directly will make it easier to follow up, so I created fake accounts in Gmail, so you could see that.
We just saw that Dahlia has started screen sharing, but okay. Let's see. No, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, okay. Now you can see, right?
No, still.
No, it's still right.
You
are an admin right now, so you can use it the way you want at the very beginning. Remember? Yes.
Yeah, here we go.
Now?
Yes, now
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah, showing.
Okay, great. So, why is my this is great. This is so embarrassing. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with the laptop. Can you still see the screen?
Yes, we can.
It's lagging.
You saw, yes, absolutely. We see your screen right now.
It was just working fine. Okay. Okay, so like I said, I created fake accounts to make it easy to follow what I'm about to say. It's lagging again. So you could start. You have to open up Gmail. You have to have a Google account, which is the Gmail. You open up the Gmail, okay? And then can you see this, the cursor?
Yes.
Can you see my cursor? Okay, then you'll go to the grid of 9 dots and click on Google Apps icon. This is a Google app icon. At the top right, and then you see all the apps of Google. Then we'll go down here. You see sheets, docs, and slides. Those are called workspace. So I'll start talking about what's a workspace. A workspace in the context of digital tools is like refers to inline environment when people can collaborate and work together. So if you have a research or something, you can work with your colleagues at the same time. The workspace includes the three that I just showed you: sheets, docs, and slides. You can allow you to create, edit, share documents in real time. Real time meaning like at the same time. So workspace is essentially a digital space where collaboration and productivity happens. A lot of people likes to work together, so they feel like they're more productive when they work together. And why do we use a workspace? Because back then we had Word. Docs is same as Word, so we had Word, and Slides is the same as PowerPoint. So why do we use this and not use the old ones, the Microsoft Words and the PowerPoint? We use them because it has multiple benefits. I'll mention some of the benefits. First is collaboration. We have multiple people can work on the same document simultaneously. So as I said, if you're working on a research, instead of you saving the file, sending it to someone else and you start editing, no, you'll be working at the same time. You can open up like this Zoom meeting and you'll start working together, or a phone call, whatever. So making this makes teamwork more efficient. For instance, if you work in a research paper, as I said, you can use Google Docs. You can easily share it with your co-author by clicking share, and I will show you how to do it. I'm just demonstrating and just saying what they are, but I will show you how to do the share. The second benefit is accessibility. It's called the cloud base, which means you can access the file from anywhere with an internet connection. So if you remember, if you of course you use the Word, you have to have the file itself. And if you want to use another person's computer, you have to, or laptop, you have to send the file, and so you can open it. But with Google Docs, you just open up your Gmail at any browser, and then you will be able to access your doc or sheet or slide. So this is more flexible and allowing remote work and flexibility. And the third thing that I said, which I already said, it's a real-time update. So change made by one person and instantly visible to others. So you know what others are doing at the same time. And also it has this autosave. Once you remember when back in Sudan, when you write in a doc and sometimes the electricity just blocks out and you lose all the work if your laptop is doesn't work unless it's connected to the electricity. You lose all the work that you have in that doc, in that Word. But in the workspace, like sheets, docs, and slides, once you write something, it's auto-saved. So even if your laptop doesn't work, unless it's connected to electricity and the electricity blocked off, or your computer just started lagging like mine, so it will already be the work will already be saved. So, and last thing is the storage. A large amount of data can be stored securely online, reducing the need of physical storage like flashes and so on. Actually, this was not the last benefit. The last benefit is integration. The tools often integrate with other apps and services, so you can, since it's connected to internet, so you can use other apps in the docs. So now, also I just wanna give you a quick introduction to each one of those workspace. We'll start with Google Docs. Google Docs is a processing tool similar to Microsoft Word, as I said. You can create, edit, and format text documents, any text you want. It's great for writing reports, letters, and any type of text-based content. And we have Google Sheet. It's similar to, it's a spreadsheet. It's like Excel. Excel is more used by accountants and for making budgets and these kind of examples. In researches, sometimes you have to just budget, and you have a budget for the research. So this will help you a lot. And I said it's like Excel, but it has more benefits, like the benefits I mentioned before. It's perfect for organizing data, performing calculations, and creating charts and anything. So the last one is Google Slides. It's to create presentations, just like PowerPoint. You can design slide, text, image, and video, present your idea, and yeah, but same as PowerPoint, and again with more benefits. So now let's go to how I will show you how to share the file. I'll just want to make a quick once let me 1 minute. Once you learn how to share one type of a file, then you can easily share the others. So I will just demonstrate on Docs. But once you know how to share Docs, you'll know how to share a sheet and how to share a slide. So I'll just work with Docs because sorry to bear with me. So you start by choosing if you want to write a letter, resume. I will choose a blank document, and so this is the file. It's same. If you see, it looks just like Word, and why is it not open? Okay, this is the file that you open. It won't if it has no title, you won't be able to save it, so you won't be able to share it. This is the share button, right? So if you press on share, you have this lock. That means you can't share it until you have a title to the document. So I'll just write TGFR, Research Fellowship, sorry, RF. Okay, so I'll name it. Then when you name it, you'll be able to share it. So this is the first fake account. I made 2 fake accounts so I could share it with the other fake account. So I'll just write the other account is called just let me remember. I don't know why is it working. Value 626 gmail.com.
It has to be any email,
Oh.
right? No.
Any email that you want, any person, an author, a supervisor, and see this. Once you write the email, it's supposed to pop up. If you have already communicated with this person, once you write just one letter, it will pop up in this drop. So
not necessarily Gmail, right?
no, any
It could be
other.
Yahoo, it could be Hotmail.
Yeah, but here I didn't. Yeah.
Okay.
You can. Okay,
That's
then. So you'll choose this one. So you have the you can choose the permission level of the permission level for the person that you wrote. Either you want them as a viewer, commenter, editor, and I will just explain real quick each role within Google Docs. First is an editor, which is the strongest. They have the full access to the document. They can add, delete, change any content in the document. They can also leave comments, and they can share the document with others and even change permission. They can format the document, insert photos and whatever they want. And second, we have the commenter. If you added that you want this person as a commenter, this person only can read this person only can this person can only comment but can't fix or add to the body of the document. They can highlight the text and leave comments in the margins, they will not touch the body of your document. Then the last one is the viewer. They will only view, they cannot make any change to the text, they cannot comment or suggest even. They can't download or print the document. So I would choose this person to be an editor, and you can write a message that will get to that person as an email. Like I can say, check this out, and then I'll press send. Okay. Let's see, I have just some copied text. I will put it here. Oh, why is it? Where is the screenshot? Okay. I don't know why I screenshot it. So let's write my name is Dalia. And then This is the other person that I shared with. It's the other fake account that I made. They just open up their email, whatever it is it a Hotmail? And they will say, Dalia Babikid has invited you to edit the following document. Okay, so they will say what they will say at the permission, they will tell you the permission level that you get, a viewer, commenter, or editor. So once you open it, so this will appear. Since this person is an editor, this person can change whatever. So yeah, every person has a color. So for example, the first account has a purple color. When the other account makes any change, the change will appear with a different color. So for example, I change it to I. At the same time, if the other person is opening their docs, if you went back to the original person, the one who shared the document, you will be able to see that the text has changed, but you just have to wait. See, it was supposed to change colors, or you can just. So you can see this is the real-time change that I was talking about. So if you're writing something and the other person change it, you will see it instantly. So that's the real time and the contribution. And as I said, it has accessibility and also it auto saved. Actually, let me just move this one real quick. Let me show you when it says autosave. See right here, it will say save to drive, so it will never be lost. This is the autosave feature. Even if you deleted something, it will save it. And last thing, last thing is how to finalize the work. And once you all collaborated into doing this work, you can finalize it by resolving comments. As I said, you can share to someone as a commenter. You can take their comments and add it and address all comments as mark them as resolved and finalize formatting. It's just like Google Forms, so you can format, you can fix the format, the text. So it has all the features of Word, the Word that you know, and export the file. You can export the file actually, and you can download it as a PDF, Word, or if it's a Google document, you can save it as a Word and also as a PDF. If it's a slide, you can save it as a presentation. So you can just save this one and it's a word that the one that you know, because some people don't like to change the things that they know. And actually that's it. Thank you for listening. And do you have any question regarding this topic?
Thank you, Dr. Dalia, for the nice presentation and clarification of this important tool. Highly appreciated. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Does anyone have any question? Or comment? So, well now, okay. Stop sharing. So, okay. Mehlet, I hope I'm saying that right, has raised her hand. She wants to say something. Go ahead. Dr. Mehlet.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Dalia. My name could be a little difficult to pronounce,
I'm
so
so sorry.
it's okay. It's totally okay. My friends and colleague, they call me Mahi, so please feel free to call me that way so that
Okay.
it could be easier. My
Thank you.
question is not directly related to the presentation, but
Mhm.
for those of us who are new to this fellowship, how do you suggest from your experience and from other senior fellows as well, how should we start? Can you just like walk us through how we can start engaging and participating in the research topics? And is there like a maximum or a minimum like number of projects that we are expected to be involved in, and things that you think are important for a starter of this program? Thank you.
Yes, I can answer you. Thank you, and Dr. Mahlet. You pronounce it right?
Yes, that's good. Thank you.
Yes. So there will be orientation for the new fellows. Okay, and also they will be divided into groups. Okay, and there are a lot of topics that you could research, and also you could bring your own. For example, if you are interested in some topics, also will be discussed. So you will have an orientation for research, okay? And it doesn't mean that you have to be know everything about research, okay? We are all here to learn, okay? So you will be walked through the research, and I hope it will be an easy and fruitful and productive experience going forward. Thank you.
Mehlet, I hope that answers your question. Sorry, you can go on.
Yes, I answer you in general, but in the orientation you have more details. You will have your own group, okay? And also like the tools we are using, you will be oriented in them, and also even if you are, for example, accustomed and you are doing the research using certain tools, you can use them as well. Okay, because some people are, for example, has experience in research with other tools, for example, like SAS. Okay, this is very advanced. Okay, and they can use like NIME. This is kind of artificial intelligence tools. Okay, and so the research here is you use the common tools, but if you have experience with something that unique, also you can use it at your institution, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
I hope that will be of benefit and answer some of your inquiries at this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions or anything?
Thank you, Dr.
Okay,
Dalia, for your informative yet precise presentation. And I hope if we just learned this yesterday, so we can use it, this sharing slide with, especially when you have a presentation, shared presentation. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
that's great. I'm happy that I do something today. So up next we have communication. As you know, communication is key in any healthcare setting. So in the next session, Dr. Ayman and Dr. Maram will take us through essential skills like patient counseling, breaking difficult news, and working effectively with both families and colleagues across profession. So, Dr. Maram, please go ahead. We can't hear you, Dr. Maram, so would you just unmute yourself?
Can you hear me now?
No, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, السلام عليكم everyone. Hope you're doing well. في البداية نترحم على والد دكتور نادر، إن شاء الله ربنا يرحمه ويغفر له. Thank you دكتور أحمد for taking over. Thank you دكتور داليا, دكتور ريان and دكتور سماح for your insightful presentation. So I'm Dr. Maram Mustafa Mohammed. We're going to start our presentation today along with Dr. Ayman. I will be sharing my screen in a while. Just bear with me. Okay, so just 1 second. So our presentation today will be regarding communication in healthcare. So the objective of this presentation is understanding the concept of health, understanding the concept of health communication, as well as applying it if when possible. Collaboration with nurses, specialists, analyze the healthcare professional effectively, utilize communication strategies to promote better health outcome. So, an introduction, what is communication? Communication is simply the process of exchanging information between individual and group. It involves the transmission of ideas, feelings, and facts from one person, which is usually called which is usually the sender, to the other, which is the receiver. So it's how we connect and understand each other, basically. When it comes to healthcare, communication refers to exchange of information between patients, healthcare provider, and staff in general. So basically, the role of communication is healthcare. It actually plays a vital role in effective healthcare management by promoting teamwork and reducing error, enhancing patient satisfaction, and supporting information decision making across all levels of healthcare delivery. So, in order for communication to be achieved, we have three main things that we have to rely on. First, we have to have a sender, someone who's conveying an information to another person, which is the receiver, and the channel that connects between the sender and the receiver is usually called the medium. So basically, what's the medium? The medium is a channel of communication, as I said priorly, is anything that stimulates any of the five sense, including touch, smell, taste, sight, and hearing. So effective communication, we can, as you can see in this slide, we can sum it into 7 C's just to be easy to memorize them. First of all, clarity. The message you're conveying should be clear and easy to understand. You have to use simple language and avoid jargon so the receiver easily grasps your point. The second thing is conciseness. It have to be clear, it have to be brief, and to the point. You have to avoid unnecessary words and repetition. The third one is consideration. You have to always think about the audience. Use language and tone that respect their background, needs, and perspective. Avoid, if you example, targeting the general population, avoid using medical terminology, just tailor to the need and try to convey the information in the way that they can understand it. As an example, okay, so the other thing is completeness. Your information that you're conveying should include all the necessary information so the receiver have everything needed to understand and respond correctly. Okay, The other thing, the fifth C, sorry, courtesy. So it's basically that the message you're conveying should be polite and respectful as well. And regarding the sixth point, which is concreteness, it should be specific and when possible, use facts or figures to support your message. Avoid vague terms and try to be specific at this point. The seventh thing for effective communication and the last is correctness. You have to make sure that the information you're conveying is correct to avoid misunderstanding or to avoid any bias in conveying the information. So, what are the benefits of effective communication in healthcare, and how it is helpful and necessary? So on this slide, there are many benefits from effective communication, including patient may disclose more information, enhance patient satisfaction and all. But to make it brief, effective communication in healthcare lead to improving patient outcome by fostering trust and collaboration. It encourages patients to share more information, enhances satisfaction, support accurate diagnosis, and promote shared decision making. With all this, it also help improve adherence to treatment and increase likelihood of patients seeking ongoing care. So the major benefit is not only to patient management, but to the communication between the staff member at well. Effective communication actually can prevent dangerous outcome and it also help in effective patient management. So here we come to nearly the last of our slides. So stating the types of communication. So we divide the type of communication according to target audience or according to the form of communication used. If we're talking about the target audience, first we're going to start with intrapersonal communication. This is communication basically between you and yourself. You're communicating with yourself. Interpersonal, which is the next one, try to differentiate between intrapersonal, which is something between you and yourself, and interpersonal. Interpersonal usually involves 2 or 3 individuals, okay? And group and massive usually involve a larger audience, respectively. And if we're dividing it according to form, it might be verbal or non-verbal. I think these words already define themselves. So basically, the verbal communication involves the use of words to convey a message, and the non-verbal communication involves the use of gesture, facial expression, and body language. With this, I come to the end of my presentation. So Dr. Ayman will take over to represent the rest. Anyone who have any question, any point not clear, you can ask. Okay, here are the references. And thank you all for listening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Maran, for the insightful presentation. And it was very well explained and easy to follow. Thank you. So the rest of the presentation
you,
will
Dr.
be
Dalia.
presented by
Thank you, Dr. Moram. It's a great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed.
And now Dr. Ayman will share his screen to complete the rest of the topic about convocation. So Ayman, the floor is yours.
Yeah, hi everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Nice to be here again. I hope my voice is clear and my screen is obvious.
It's clear.
Yeah, all clear.
Okay.
Welcome, Dr. Ayman.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Ahmed. So in continuation what Dr. Moram was saying, and about the communication, we need to highlight some important points about how to communicate effectively with others. Like thinking about this topic, we need to bring some important examples in our daily life to encourage us to learn about the effective communication. If you realize that you need to have effective communication every day in your life and in important points in your life, then definitely this will push you to learn more about effective communication. Communication between two people consists of transmitting and receiving. If both parties are performing both tasks effectively, there is a good communication. This sounds very simple, but in reality, it's difficult for most people to achieve. And most of us need help in communicating effectively. So if you realize that you always, I mean, in your daily life, you communicate with people, and in important step in your life, in important points in your life, you need to have an effective communication. Like when you are applying for a job, when you are having an interview, if your interview session turned into an effective communication session, then definitely you are the winner. If you are a doctor in your clinic, definitely you have to have an effective communication. And if you have that, you will be the successful doctor. Besides what you are providing for the medical community, your people, I mean your community, will identify you as a successful when they feel like they are trusting you, and when they will give you their trust, when they can communicate with you. If you're trying to become a president of the country, if you didn't communicate well during the presentation and the debates, you can fail. So from the small thing to the biggest thing in life, communication is a key factor. And realizing that, as Dr. Moran mentioned earlier, without effective communication, a message can turn into error, misunderstanding, frustration, or even a disaster by being misinterpreted or poorly delivered. It can also help you to build a strong relationship with your family, with your friends, and you as a doctor with your patients. It can improve your productivity and efficiency, and it can give you more opportunities in life. If you want to match, you have to have a good communication during your interview session, and this definitely will change your life. It will enhance your decision-making abilities. And when you communicate with your colleagues and your team, that will help you to make a good teamwork, and then the decision ability will be better. And as Dr. Moram said, will support the patient care in a better way. So during the communication, as we learned, the communication starts from someone who called the sender, and the second part, the receiver. So when the message comes from the sender until it reaches to the receiver, there may be a multiple barriers. These barriers can be in the message itself, or in the sender, or in the receiver. We can highlight it in several points, starting from language barrier. Maybe the content itself, the words that the sender is using is not understandable, or he's using a jargon, or he's using a different language. Or maybe there will be a physical barriers, like the two parts of the communication are not seeing each other, or there's closed doors between them. So that will hinder the communication, because then they will only depend on the voice. There will be no gestures, no body language. So this kind of decreasing the effectivity of the communication. Also, there is a psychological and emotional factors, or emotional barriers, like stress, anger, fear. All of these can make it difficult to communicate effectively. For example, if you have a presentation and you are under stress, if you couldn't manage this stress well, then your presentation can fail. Although these factors are normally present, but the idea is to be able to manage it. And this is the same for the cultural barriers. Actually, it's not a barrier. Let's say it's a cultural factors, but if you couldn't realize it and appreciate it, then it will become a barrier. Because if you said like, because this person is from different ethnicity or having a different religion, then I can't get with, or will be a barrier between me and him, then you're not understanding what you are saying, what you're talking about. Because these are things that are there, so you have to identify it and to take care of it and communicate based on it, like not to ignore it, because if you ignore it, then you'll have a very bad communication. For example, if a Muslim is communicating with a non-Muslim and they have a certain project and he told him like, in the Friday, I can't communicate, I can't work on it because I have a Friday prayer and speech. If he didn't appreciate that, he said, no, we have to work on this and this is important, then there is a barrier. Then this is a cultural barrier. But if on the other hand, if he said, yes, okay, no problem, we can work on that on this day, then here he appreciate these differences, and he had an effective communication, and definitely they will succeed. So in the interactive model of communication, as we said, we have two roles, the sender and the receiver. And most of the time, you can be both. I mean, you can act as a sender and a receiver in the same communication. So and that make it like 50-50, because if someone asks which one is easier, you can't really say, but if you have to say, then maybe you can say the receiver, but that does not mean he doesn't need to work or he doesn't have a task. Because being a receiver, you have to learn to be a better listener. In other words, active listener. So you have several tasks that you have to do. You have to pay full attention with your body, with your eye contact. You have to show that you are listening. With like nodding your head and following with some words. You have to provide a feedback to make sure that you understand what he's saying and you are following with him, and also appreciating his emotion. If he's telling you a sad story, you have to appreciate his feeling. Appreciating his feeling at that moment shows that you are a good listener. And also you have to defer judgment. Don't come to a premature conclusion. For example, if someone telling you about a problem with his boss in his company, and you came to know that from another colleague that he has a previous two problem before, and when he start talking to you, you bring these two problems and you said to yourself, definitely he is the one who make the problem. You will never be able to help him, because that one who's telling you the problem, he's expecting you to empathize with him. Maybe he's having some emotion of being guilty, you will not appreciate. Maybe he's having some anger, you can't help him to manage. So don't come to a premature conclusion. Don't interrupt, defer judgment, and this will help you to respond appropriately. Respond appropriately with honest and with respect. So the second part, which is the sender, the one who's sending the message, the message can be verbal or non-verbal, as Dr. Muram said. So verbal communication contains three major factors: the language, the words that we use, something called paralanguage, which is the tone, the pitch, the volume, the speed of the voice, and the body language, the posture, the gesture, and the eye contact. And recently I came across a good way to practice, or to practice on improving yourself on each point of this verbal communication. For example, if you have a presentation, or if you have to answer one or two questions, Just take a video for yourself, 1 or 2 minutes, and then listen to the video or watch the video on 2 stages. The first stage is you don't look to the video, you don't watch it, you just listen to it. And here you are appreciating the language and the paralanguage. You are just focusing on the words, on what you said, and the way that you said it, the tone, the pitch, the volume. And the second stage is you just watch the video and mute it without voice. You just look at yourself moving, your face, your mouth, your body. This will help you to identify the weakness, the weak area in your presentation and in your verbal communication. And if you did this 3-4 times, definitely after some time, you'll find yourself in a better position. So what we say always matters. And this is the title of a book that you can refer to if you want to learn more about this topic. They are saying everything we say has at least 3 messages. What we said, what we meant, and what the other person understood. In the best situation, all these 3 things should match together. Like what you said should be the same what you meant and what the other person understood. But if there is a difference, then here, if there is a difference between these 3 factors, then that tells you how bad communicator you are. If what you are saying is totally different from what you meant, it's totally different from what the other person understood, then this is the worst communication that you will have ever. The other part of the communication, non-verbal, which is written, which is the second common way of communication that we are using. And we use it in social media, in WhatsApp, through emails, to communicate with friends, family, HR companies. When you have a written when you are practicing written communication, you have to have a clear and concise. You have to be clear and concise to be effective, and you have to pay attention to spelling, grammar, and punctuation. And if you didn't do that, also tell a negative impression about you. Like most of us, if we receive a message with many grammar or spelling mistake, you will have firstly you will feel frustrated, and then you will have a negative impression about that person, especially if it is an important topic or someone who like are discussing an important issue, and you don't know each other. Definitely the communication at this point should be on top, should be very effective. In general, how can we improve our communication? As we said, practice active listening. If you are not a good active listener, then you can't have an effective communication. So start with this, please. Then use nonverbal communication effectively. As we said, the body gesture, the body language, eye-to-eye contact, all of these are important. And you have to improve your written communication. You have to check your perception during your practice. Like every day you have maybe repetitive kind of communication with your colleague in work and with your patient. So you have to revise this communication every now and then to check, like, what is your perception? What is how can you improve this communication? And also during the communication, it's better to ask questions to clarify the understanding, and always be aware of personal bias and values. Last message, take home message. To communicate effectively, you need to be aware of and in control of your own emotion. Learn how to manage stress, and also to recognize when you are becoming stressed. Stay calm under pressure. Take a moment to calm down if needed before continuing conversation. Take deep breath, relax muscles. Be willing to compromise and willing to agree and disagree if necessary. Take time away from the situation so everyone can calm down. Just focusing on this point, you will realize that like all of these points does not have any direct relationship with the words, with what you are saying. It's related to your personality, to the environment that this communication happened with. Avoid negative emotion, avoid stress, avoid pressure. And I will give you an example. Like if because most of us is a mix of different type of personality, like the personality type A, B, and C. So you will find yourself a mix of these personalities. Some people in life, they tend to be like one type. For example, narcissistic personality. If those people like engage in a communication, most of the time it will be a very hard, difficult to swallow conversation and communication. So part of being effective communicator is just watch your personality and try to improve weak area in your personality. Okay, last thing, what said by Brian Tracy, who's a man who's top in this topic. Like he's giving many lectures around the world and having many books. He said communication is a skill that you can learn. It's like riding a bicycle or typing. If you are willing to work at it, you can rapidly improve the quality of every part of your life. Yeah, and thank you. If you have a question, comment, I'm happy.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ayman, for this. You can hear me. For this informative and put together presentation. It's really fantastic.
Thank you, Dr. Ayman, for the comprehensive and nice presentation. And really, you cover very important aspects of this important talk. And in communications, you are always look at the verbal and non-verbal cues. Say you are a doctor and you are talking to your patients. And also you mentioned a very important thing, and you become a good listener. For example, sometimes we ask patient about pain. This is simple, right? And you ask, and you know your topic, and you know the 6 characteristic of pain. Say, for example, if you are taking a clinical skill assessment, for example, you ask about, do you have pain? He said, yes, I have pain, he or she. Where is the pain? He pointed his chest. And you then ask about the intensity of pain, like how bad is your pain? And the patient will say 10. So in this situation, and as an effective communicator, you just don't go to the next characteristic of pain, but you stop, you show empathy. And for example, you say, sorry, I see that you have severe pain and we are going to do this and this and this. So your patient, now you build a very good rapport with your patient. So empathy is very important, and also to look at verbal and non-verbal cues. The other thing is that, as you mentioned, Ayman, and this is important, know your patient well, his culture or her culture. Okay, for example, you are a physician, you come from different culture, and now you are practicing in different world. So you have to be aware of that. Okay, and not only because you might not only you are practicing in an institution like a United Nations, you might even practicing here, but you have a patient who speak, for example, Chinese, and he has a laptop interpreter through iPad, or there is an interpreter, a real one with you in the office. So you have to know the culture, and also you have to pay a very close attention to what is going on. So practicing medicine becoming complicated, but being aware of culture, being an effective communicator, especially in you listen to your patient, that will help you a lot. For example, I will give you another example. So everything is, I came to United States like 20 some years ago, and I was interviewed for a job other than medicine, behavioral, okay, which is kind of, oh, well, may I be able to practice this? And but like knowing your client and taking your time, also studying and know the family. You know that you are not only communicate to this patient, but to his family, maybe his larger family, the other team member. Like you have, for example, if you are a behavioral specialist consultant, then you will lay a treatment plan and you will talk to the family therapist, individual therapist, and others. And also communicating with your patient or anyone, and I will mention a patient because our job is physician, so you will have some knowledge about, for example, anger management, crisis intervention, and all these things you should know about it. For example, you have to have your space. If you saw your patient is clenching like his fist or any non-verbal cues, you will take it serious. It is all mentioned in this presentation, and but thank you. And this is a beginner, okay, talk, and just I want everyone to build from this and read more about effective communication, about the and also about coaching, okay, coaching. You will also be an effective coach, and coach is direct your patient, your client to do the right thing. It doesn't mean that you have to be more knowledgeable or expert to do things, but you have to have the skills of a coach, okay, to excel. This could be a good in soccer, football, basketball, leading you around and everything. So thank you, and I will stop here.
I just have a last comment, but it's not a question, but a comment. Do you think communication can be taught? I don't know, based on what I've seen, I don't think some people can learn how to communicate with others or patients.
So a good point. So, you know, like we learn things by studying, and some people are better than others, okay? But if you work, okay, and hard to learn something, you will master it, okay? Because then is the environment will help, okay? For example, this will lead us to, if you take any job or if you want to learn anything, your previous experiences matters, okay? Take them with you, okay? They will help you. Like, for example, if you are a soccer player, you know what you have learned in the playground will help you even at your job, because that is, you are dealing with others, you listening to your mentor, and everything matters. But some people are, for example, are just naturally good at communicating, or they have a great experience in a lot of aspects in life. But that does not negate the fact that we can learn new skills as we go along. Okay. So if, for example, we evaluate ourselves continuously and we are honest about ourselves. For example, you say, "Oh, really? I saw a lot of patients, but some patient comment about the fact that you haven't spent more time or you didn't clarify the result." You will take it as, "Oh, I need to work on this." Or your boss or your colleagues say, You need to work on this. So if you are just a good listener, you receive the criticism in a good way, you will learn. Okay, so one of the things is that yes, we have different abilities, but you can learn how to be a good and excellent communicator, and there is nobody that he is not like we can just label him, he can't communicate well, and no, he or she can improve always. Okay, very good.
Okay. Great. Does anyone have any question?
I just wanted to add one more thing. You guys don't rely on nonverbal communication. Sometimes it might be very tricky. It's not something to take for granted. My personal experiences when I joined, currently I'm working in UAE, I'm seeing like more than 60 patients per day. Most of them, they don't speak the language of the country, neither Arabic, neither English. So I didn't know what to do in the beginning. So I just relied on them, like they're speaking the language, I'm not understanding it. But non-verbally, there's, for example, putting their hands or where they feel pain. And at that time, I was shy to reach out for help. So I depend mainly on their non-verbal communication. Whenever they put their hand, they feel pain here or like this, then I start making the diagnosis and giving medication. The patient was not satisfied. And most of the time we had like wrong diagnosis or wrong treatment. So I started reaching out for help. I started calling the nurse to clarify my doubts and to work also as a translator. Unfortunately, for the same country, they're speaking different languages, although they're from the same country. So we're still having communication barriers, which we cannot overcome. For me, I prefer written communication. It's always like good to keep a document and an evidence that you communicated this information at this time, and it's better also for the patient referencing. For example, it might be a reference for the patient. For example, it's better to give the patient or write down a prescription rather than saying take this medicine this time and all. It will be easier for the patient. Just to come back to the information, it will be easier for you and him, and it will lead to better compliance on the patient management and treatment plan. So just don't take nonverbal communication for guaranteed. And whenever you face difficulty or barrier of communication, you have to reach out for help. And thank you.
Yeah, yes, but thank you for your comment, but I have to clarify some issues here. We didn't mean by nonverbal communication that you are interviewing a patient who doesn't, for example, know your language you are speaking, for example, Arabic or English. No, the nonverbal communication is when he talk and he communicates very clearly, but in addition to that, he made nonverbal cues. Okay, for example, he can wink or he can clench his fist or do something nonverbal. But this is very important. If you have a patient, for example, you are seeing a patient referred to you in the clinic or in the ER or any settings, the standard of care, he should communicate and very clearly with you. If he doesn't know your language, there should be an interpreter. And the interpreter should be not from his family member. This is ideally. Okay, he has to be like a trained one. Okay, here at Mayo Clinic, we have different people from all over the world. Okay, any language in the world is represented, and it is a kind of like standard of care. There should be an interpreter for someone who cannot express himself in English. Okay, so this is difference in nonverbal and someone who can express himself to the doctor. That is completely different things. Okay, so because he need to mention the complaint very clearly. For example, the history, as we know, is very important, and we build our initial impression, differential diagnosis, and then according to this history, we are going to request the test, blood test and imaging and everything. So we should know exactly what is going on, and that is through interpretation, or the patient knows the language. Okay, here we cannot guess. This is very important point I want to make. So as a practicing clinician, from now on, if you have a patient, he should express himself well, and at the same time, when you will mention your differential, your test, your treatment, your advice, your counseling, it should be very clear to him, or through the interpreter. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, same.
Thank you for
Yes.
clarifying.
Thank you. So nonverbal we are talking about is different from someone who doesn't know the language of the doctor, for example. Thank you.
Yes.
So does anyone have any other comment or question? So I would like to take a moment to extend our heartfelt condolences to Dr. Nadir and his family on the passing of their father. May Allah grant you and your family patience and strength during this difficult time, and that your father is granted the highest place in Jannah. Inshallah, ربنا يرحمه ويغفر له.
ربنا يرحمه ويغفر له.
آمين. ربنا يرحمه ويجعله في عليين ومن أصحاب اليمين يا رب.
اللهم
يا رب العالمين.
ارحم كل موتانا وموتى المسلمين يا رب العالمين.
آمين.
اجعل ذريته.
يا رب. I know that we were supposed to the updates of the projects, but you said your time is have much time, so maybe we'll finish in here. And thank you very much, Dr. Ahmed Abdulrahim, for your time and for your guidance and for your advices. It was really helpful, and we'll take it on in our minds, and of course it will help us. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Dalia. Welcome our new fellows, and thank you. Thank you, the presenters, really great presentations. And please, the knowledge and you had just built on it, and you are at the beginning of your life. So I hope you the best, and thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice
Thank
day.
you, Dad. Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if anyone has an update about the project they have, we still can talk about it, but right now.
Absolutely, and they can. It could be updated. I think they can update via email or any other means of communications if they can.
Okay. Yeah, they can do that. You can reach out to Dr. Nader, or not just right now, but
Yes,
about
and
the updates.
reach out to me if you have any question, and also they can. I think in the app there is they can update. They make an update for projects, right?
I'm not sure about this one, but I will check this one. They can make updates. But thank you for allowing us to contact with you to talk about our updates.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Dale.
Thank you.
You take care.